The Planning, Zoning, and Building Committee meeting. Roll call, please.
Alderman Artwoods.
Here.
Alderman Curielli.
Here.
Alderman Carr.
Here.
Alderwoman Fonseca.
Here.
Alderman Fasano.
Here.
Alderwoman Ames.
Here.
Alderman Artie Woods.
Here.
Alderman Catalano.
Here.
Okay.
We have a quorum. Approval of minutes of meeting for March 26, 2026 of the Planning, Zoning, and Building Committee. I'd like to make one correction. The minutes list Alderwoman Fonseca as absent, yet she votes abstain, so that's not a correct vote, so that needs to be corrected. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, or any other corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That carries. We have two reports tonight. The first is a major adjustment to an existing PUD to revise the driveways for Northwood Station Apartments, Holiday Properties at 372 North Wooddale Road. Do we have any
Yes,
comments?
we do.
Okay.
Thank you, Chairman. So I'll give you a brief overview of the request this evening. It is, as the Chairman mentioned, a major adjustment to the PUD for Northwood Station that is under construction next door. I think everybody knows where that is, since it's immediately south of City Hall, and so I decided not to show a map of where it is. The project originally received PUD approval in 2024, and the project, just to remind you, is 148 luxury apartments in a 4-story building. The petitioner, Holiday Properties, represented by Mike Doyle this evening, is requesting a major adjustment to the PUD to allow a modification to the site plan to remove the southern access driveway on Wooddale Road. And this is really driven by DuPage County Division of Transportation's preference to limit curb cuts onto county highways. So this is the previously approved site plan. You can see from the 3 red arrows where 3 full access points were approved on that site plan. And whenever there's a redevelopment and DuPage County has jurisdiction of a roadway where this development fronts upon, they prefer to eliminate curb cuts in order to reduce traffic conflicts and improve traffic flow on those roads. So during the plan review that the county does of developments on county roadways, they had expressed some concerns about the southern access point here, a number of them, and one of the ways to eliminate those concerns was to eliminate the curb cut. And so the petitioner is proposing to eliminate the southerly access on Wooddale Road, to match what the county's preference is. When that gets removed, you can kind of see where it's filled in on this revised site plan. It would result in 1 additional parking space, so they'll have 219 parking spaces and only 185 are required, so they are sufficiently parked. And they did submit an updated traffic study, as was requested by staff, so we could make sure that this wasn't going to be a problem for circulation on the site and around the site. And the traffic study did show that things would remain fully functional and operational, and the city's consulting traffic engineers did review that report and concurred. So we also reached out to the fire district, and they said they are fine with this access as well. So we are looking for a recommendation from the committee this evening. It is consistent with the UDO, consistent with the comprehensive plan, and substantially compliant with the approved PUD, and staff is recommending approval. And I'm happy to answer any questions, and Mr. Doyle is here as well.
Any questions? Alderman Woods?
Thank you. So weren't those reasonably so, those access points in place already? And why so late in the game are they not happy with them, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, hello everyone. Mike Doyle, good to see you all again. Met most of you during entitlements and at the groundbreaking. So yes, you're correct, Alderman Woods. Our original plan was to essentially keep the existing cuts that were there from the bank. And to their credit, the county from the beginning told us when there's a new project, we really like to consider kind of a blank slate. If we were to start over, what would we prefer to see here? And they said we'd prefer to see one. Perhaps to my detriment, we really wanted to have the two, so we tried to find a way to make it work. We proposed two. They didn't love it. Ultimately, next, we kind of changed the southern access points. We said, what if that's only right in, right out? It became clear as we were going through the process with the county that what they really wanted was for us to eliminate that curb cut entirely. In talking with our traffic engineer and our civil engineer, we came to really get comfortable that it wasn't going to have a huge effect on residents. Getting in and out was not going to be negatively impacted. As Ms. Springer said, it was a net positive addition on parking spaces. It kind of, we add some more landscaping there, so we got comfortable with it. So some of this was driven by us not taking their initial proposed suggestion and trying to kind of find a way to keep two, but ultimately it became clear that what they really wanted to see was for it to get whacked, so we eliminated it.
It's if I could follow up. Yeah, thank you. So is there concern if they gave you one, the adjacent drive or the proximity to, what is that, commercial? I mean, I'm just trying to understand the driver, because obviously this is better circulation. Obviously you can function without it. I'm just trying to wrap my head
Are you
around.
asking what their reason was for only wanting the one? But my understanding, not to speak for them, is that less is better. And if they can eliminate curb cuts, they would like to, just to, again, control traffic onto major arterial county highways. And so, again, they weren't coming at it, looking at it as, well, we used to have two. They were looking at it as, we wiped it clean, started from zero, what would we like to see here? And we'd like to see only one curb cut onto Wooddale Road.
Gotcha. All right, thank you.
Alderman Carr?
Just one question, maybe Stacy can help with this. What's that going to do to us when we work on the project south of Commercial Street? When we do the park, how is that going to affect it?
It should have no
I'm sorry,
impact at all.
Director Springer.
That was already a full access, and it's in, and the park development will happen after it. So we don't see there being any impact on the park.
Okay, because when we close the street down, that entrance, we're not going to be able to close that entrance off. So people are going to have to be able to come in and out with only two entrances.
Correct.
Okay.
Mayor Police?
So I know you increased the width on that north driveway, but is that right in, right out on commercial, or is that open? It looks like...
It is, you're correct. It's not full access. I believe it's actually 3/4 access. So it's only right in, but I believe going out, you can go right or left, is the way it's set up right now.
Oh, so if you're
So if you're driving eastbound on Commercial, you would not turn left into that drive. And that was, again, it came up kind of in the civil design, and I actually don't remember if that was with the city review. I believe that was during kind of the city review,
Yes.
that was an issue that came up.
I just want to make sure I understand. So if you're leaving the property, you can't go to Wooddale Road on commercial, you have to loop around the backside? You
No.
can't, you just said you cannot make a left onto
It's
commercial.
3/4 access. So if you're leaving the property, you can turn right or left.
Oh, okay.
If you're coming into the property, you can
Oh, okay.
only turn right.
I just wanted to make sure
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
good. I could see the residents being a little upset then, looping all around.
Anything else? We need a vote on this?
Yes.
I'll make the motion to approve the major adjustment.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Currielli,
Yes.
Alderwoman Fonseca,
Yes.
Alderman Art Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Carr,
Yes.
Alderman Fasano,
Yes.
Alderwoman Ames,
Yes.
Artie Woods.
Yes.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Our second item is confirmation for a text amendment related to housing chickens on single-family residential properties. We have some citizens that would like to be heard tonight. Who would like to go first? Please go to the podium, state your name and address, please, and try to limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Christina Helsper. I live on 253 Ashwooddale, which is second house from the gas station. Well, the council knows the problem we have with the one chicken coop and rats that was 2 years ago. And I hope everybody see the video how the rats dig under the fence. So placing them around the coops won't stop to get to the food sources. They can dig up to 16 inches deep to get to the food. Can you imagine how many rats will be attracted to more chicken coops? They go where the food is. Our property lots are too small to have chickens. Houses are a few feet from each other. If more people install the chicken coops, the rats infestation will be out of control. Also, the smell of the chicken poop and the ammonia released from it can cause respiratory issue, eye irritation, potential long-term damage. You wouldn't be able to sit in your backyard at all to enjoy the summertime because of the smell and the mess. Chicken belong in the chicken farm, not in the little 7,000 square feet yard of our properties, what we got. When you put the home garage, there is nothing left. So another thing is the hunter virus spreading by rodents dropping and urine. Actor Gene Hackman and his wife died from it. Also, 3 people on the cruise ship died, and several was infected. Today, 1 person in Illinois contracted the virus while cleaning home containing rodent droppings. So this problem is a huge problem. It can cost somebody's life. This is very dangerous virus. People have children playing in the backyard and they can get sick from it, not knowing that the droppings are there. Chicken coop will just introduce more rats in our town. We would like to keep our town free of rats, how it was until 2 years ago, because there was no rats before. Some other towns using birth control pills for rats to try stop the reproduction of rats. Maybe city council look into that and make the decision not to have a chicken coops in Wooddale to keep the town free of rodents and disease they spread. Thank you.
Thank you. Who would like to go next?
Hi, my name is Beata Bryk, 262 Ash. I have nothing against chicken on the chicken farms, but I'm concerned that having them here will attract rats because of the food left around. Once rats find a food source, it's become very difficult to get rid of them. Rats are very smart, and the traps that were installed are not really working. They can also cause a lot of damage, especially by chewing wires in the cars and around the property, which can become expensive and dangerous. That's my main concern, and that's why I don't want the chicken coops in our village. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a third person, resident, citizen.
Good evening. My name is Božena Thea Petrovic. I live at 181 Hawthorne. just, we've talked about the chicken coops in previous meetings. I just want to just sum up whatever we were talking about. Chicken coops are magnets for rats that carry disease that can spread to the chickens, such as Christina Helsper mentioned the Hunter virus that's been in the news. Exposure to chickens pose potential health risk to children and pregnant women. Now I'm thinking of my pregnant daughter-in-law and my 2 toddler grandchildren playing in the yard where rats have been spotted, including one getting into their beautiful man cave garage. This all started with one of the neighbors having chickens, and the rats showed up in no time. One homeowner wrote, "No matter what I do, my chickens attract rats in serious numbers, and it's constant hassle for me and my neighbors." That's why many towns ban chicken coops. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? No. Director Springer, did you have a presentation?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. So back in November, the City Council approved some language to put on an advisory referendum during the March 17th general election. And obviously that was non-binding, it's advisory. So at the election, there was 1,921 votes cast. And of those, 53.72%, or 1,032 votes, were in favor of allowing chickens, compared to 46.28%, or 889 votes, which are in opposition to chickens. This evening, staff is requesting direction from the PZB whether or not we should move forward with a text amendment to allow chickens on single-family properties in the city. If the direction is yes, then staff would draft a text amendment and place it on the agenda before the Community Development Commission for consideration. And if the direction is no, then there'll be no further action taken. If the PZB wishes to move forward, the next steps would be, as I mentioned, drafting the text amendment. The CDC public hearing would possibly be scheduled for June 15th, and that will put it in front of the committee and City Council in July of 2026. I've put up on the screen the proposed code language we had discussed. Obviously, if it were to move forward, we could make adjustments to this. Anything that came up during the CDC meeting or the PZB committee of additional regulations you wanted to add, we could do that at that time. So basically this evening, we're just looking for direction from the committee on whether or not we should move forward with the text amendment.
So we're not commenting on what exactly is going to be in the amendment, just whether we should do it or not.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you. Any discussion, questions? We need a motion. Anyone to make a motion?
Motion
To approve, or to proceed?
to proceed.
Okay, is there a second? I'll second then. Any further discussion? It's quick. Roll call?
Alderman Carr.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Artwoods.
No.
Alderwoman Fonseca.
No.
Alderman Fasano.
No.
Alderwoman Ames.
No.
Alderman Hardy-Woods.
No.
Alderman Catalano.
No.
Fails. Items to be considered at future meetings. Fence variation 318 South Cedar, June 11th. Variations 1501 North Middle, June 11th, Deuces Wild in July, Community Park Design Services, spring and summer. And I'd like to add a review of the Airbnb ordinance. Anything else? Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. We're out. Thank you.
I'd like to call the Public Health, Safety, Judiciary, and Ethics Committee to order. Let the minute taker reflect the same members are present. First, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from April 9th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any corrections, changes? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Next, approval of an updated intergovernmental agreement for police services between the City of Wooddale and Fenton Community High School District 100. Chief, do you have a little?
Sure.
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to it all week.
Good evening. Tonight I am requesting approval of an updated intergovernmental agreement between the City of Wooddale and Fenton Community High School District 100 for continued school resource officer services at Fenton High School. The Wooddale Police Department has partnered with Fenton High School since 1999, and this update is needed to comply with the new Illinois legislation that takes effect on July 1st. The revised agreement clarifies the role and responsibilities of school resource officers, establishes required training standards, and includes updated procedures related to reporting, student protections, and program oversight. The school district will continue reimbursing the city for the full cost of the assigned school resource officer position. I am recommending approval so the program can continue without interruption and remain compliant with state law.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Any questions? Alderwoman Fonseca.
I just have a question regarding, is there officers from Bensonville also stationed there?
Chief.
There are not. Occasionally, if our officer can't be there, we try to have a Wooddale SRO who's been an SRO in the past. We have 2 detectives that are former SROs, and we have some day shift officers. So if our assigned school resource officer can't be in Fenton for whatever reason that day, we try to fill them with ours. But on occasion, maybe a few times a year, Bensonville has assisted, and they will send one of their SROs from their junior high or grade school over to assist.
Oh.
Do they get the same kind of training that our officer would have as a backup?
Yes, that's correct. They're a certified school resource officer in Illinois.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Alderman Artie.
Since Bensonville's not in there, do they contribute to the pension fund as well? Like, I saw it included benefits, whatever they're paying. How does that work? Or is the city covering the pension for the full-time employee? How does that work?
Chief?
So it's approximately 10 months out of the year. Fenton covers the full benefits for that officer, and then we pick up the other 2 months because when school's not in session, that officer is back here working in Wooddale.
And theoretically, it doesn't matter who the officer is. It's just for that full-time employee for 10 months, even if the officer's rotated out every year or anything?
Chief, go ahead.
Correct. They just have to be a certified school resource officer. So when we assign them there, if they're not already certified, we send them to training to become certified.
And then maybe for the city attorney, if I could, is there any, since Bensonville's not in there, which is kind of weird to me in general, since there's way more Bensonville kids, I'm assuming, going to Wooddale. I'm all about the program. Does that put any liability on the city if any catastrophe or anything crazy were to happen that our SRO is involved in?
It does not.
Okay.
It's part of the, it's a special assignment, but it's within the scope of the tort immunity under the Act. And Wooddale's got better police officers, that's why they're...
I'm all about that. So there's no risk of any litigation because they can't?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Catalano.
Chief, why don't they do a rotation and, Wooddale, Bensonville? Is there a reason why they don't do that?
Chief?
My entire career, going back to 2003, it's always been a Wooddale school resource officer. It appears that it's going back to 1999 when we began that. And Fenton has never come to us and asked for a rotation. They've just continued yearly asking us to continue in the program.
Okay.
Given the recent news with school officers, and misplacement of weapons, I'm not even going to ask that question because I'm sure we have a policy for that. That being said, if there's no further questions, do we need a roll call or? Yeah, roll call.
Alderman Hartwoods.
Yes.
Alderwoman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Carr.
Yes.
Alderwoman Fonseca.
Yes.
Alderman Fasano.
Yes.
Alderman Artie Woods.
Yes.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
That passes. Next, approval of an agreement with Axon Enterprises, Inc. to purchase body-worn camera and in-car video hardware and software. Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tonight, I am requesting approval of a 5-year agreement with Axon to replace and modernize the police department's body-worn camera and in-car video systems. Our current Panasonic systems, purchased in 2022, have served the department well, but are now aging and lack the level of integration and automation that have become standard in law enforcement today. After evaluating upgrade options, staff is recommending the Axon platform, which includes new body-worn cameras, in-car video systems, unlimited cloud-based evidence storage, automated activation features, AI-assisted tools, and a fully integrated digital evidence management system. The total cost of the 5-year agreement is approximately $470,000. However, the department was awarded a grant through ILETSB, which covers approximately 68% of the project cost. The remaining balance can be funded through existing DUI technology and court supervision revenue accounts, resulting in no impact to the annual operating budget. Based on the operational efficiencies, improved evidence management, enhanced officer safety features, and available grant funding, I recommend approval of the agreement.
Any questions? Alderman Artie Woods?
Is there any value to the old, I'm sure that's outdated technology after 6 years, but is there any value we can send this kind of stuff to auction and recoup any of the original costs?
Chief?
Yeah, we can try because every department's already been mandated by law back in 2025 to have a program in place. I don't know that we're going to get a lot of interest, but there are forums that we can offer up this technology. I don't know that we'll get a whole lot for it, though.
Got it. Thank you.
Alderwoman Fonseca.
Was there a comparison done with other cameras, or is it Axon was the only one that was reviewed?
Chief?
Yeah, we compared to our current vendor, which is Panasonic. We brought both vendors in, asked them both for quotes, and those are the two options that we considered.
Go ahead.
And what was the cost for the Panasonic cameras in 2020?
Chief? So back in 2020, for the body-worn cameras, it was approximately $87,000, and we received about $35,000 in grant funding. For the in-car cameras, it was about $61,000, and we received about $45,000 in grant funding.
Follow-up?
Thank you.
Were there any other questions? Mayor, please.
Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, but they also are going to do some upgrades during the 5 years or something I was reading through here. Is that correct?
Chief?
Yes, there will be technology, they call it the Technology Assurance Plan.
Right, okay.
Where I believe it is in year 3 that they will refresh the body cameras, and then in year 5 they will refresh the in-car cameras. So all that hardware is switched out during those years, and we get brand new.
That's what I thought. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I read it right.
Any other questions? I have one. Oh. Alderwoman Ames?
I was just going to make a motion to approve.
Okay, we'll take the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, one more question. I have to. So on the, you said AI twice, and one was enhancements or something. Can you explain or expand on what AI is doing there?
Yeah, so they've got AI features, we will primarily use it for our redaction when we get FOIA requests for body-worn camera or in-car video footage. They have superior technology than what we have now, where it'll save a lot of man-hours in redacting that information that we have to provide during FOIA requests.
Okay, thank you. No other questions? Roll call?
Alderwoman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Carr.
Yes.
Alderman Artwoods.
Yes.
Alderman Trielli.
Yes.
Alderwoman Fonseca.
Yes.
Alderman Fasano.
Yes.
Alderman Artie Woods.
Yes.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Next items to be considered at future meetings, Mary Jane Lane drainage improvements, June 11th, Wooddale Road sidewalk.
Wrong committee.
You got too far. Fee and
You went to the next committee.
Trying to steal my thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, you know, Juan Woods, what can you do? Items to be considered future meetings, fee and fine review in the summer. Is there anything else anybody would want to put on there? No? I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Since you won't let me finish up the... All in favor?
Aye. All right, I'd like to call to order the Public Works Committee meeting. Let the minute taker note the same staff and elected officials are present. I'll start off by making a motion to approve the meeting minutes from April 23rd, 2026.
Second?
Any comments, questions, corrections? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes. We only have one item tonight, approval of a professional services agreement between the City of Wooddale and RJN Group for the fiscal year 2027 inflow and infiltration project in an amount not to exceed $415,000. That is my motion.
Second?
Director Lang.
Thank you, Chairman. Two parts of this agreement. The first is the usual RJN services, the construction oversight for the I&I program this year and the design for next year, as well as some on-call services for reviewing our additional televising that we provide to them to aid in future designs as well. The second component relates specifically to two segments within or that feed into the mobile home park. Because these are rather complex, they were withheld from the bid with the larger program. You can see better on this image their proximity to the trailers here. And these red X's along this segment would be excavations for point repairs. So to do that close to the trailers is obviously ill-advised. So RJN and Hare Construction coordinated on a plan. They're confident that they can line through that segment with the specialized equipment and the expertise that they have. So those costs are included within this proposal for both Hare and RJN, as well as some contingency in case some additional point repairs are needed.
You mentioned twice in the report that they're confident. Is there, I mean, it sounds like a dumb question, but there's any risk that they get down there and they can't do the lining properly? Or?
Like I said, there's contingency if they can't line through a specific segment. They're going to try. The machine that they have is a milling machine. It widens out the inside of the pipe and takes care of any offsets or exposed laterals, so they're able to pull the liner through. And once they complete that process, they'll televise again to make sure that they can, in fact, pull the liner through. And at that point, that would determine if we need to excavate any location.
Any questions on this one, Mayor, please?
Yeah, so just to be clear, even with the contingencies, we still have about almost 35,000 under budget, 34,000, whatever you want to call it.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Artie Woods.
Yes.
Alderwoman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Artwoods.
Yes.
Alderman Trielli.
yes.
Alderman Carr.
Yes.
Alderwoman Fonseca.
Yes.
Alderman Fasano.
Yes.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
And that passes. A lot of action coming up with the Public Works Committee here, as Alderman Woods started implying down there. Mary Jane Lane, items to be considered at future meetings. We have Mary Jane Lane drainage improvements, June 11th. Wooddale Road sidewalk PSA, June 11th. Fiscal year 27 road program, June 11th. Fiscal year 27 salt purchase, June 11th. Fiscal year 27 crack sealing program, June 11th. Fiscal year 27 pavement marking program, June 11th. Irving and Central Signal sometime in the summer, vehicle replacement program discussion during the summer or fall. Does anyone have anything they would like to add to that list, Mayor, please?
Real quick, the Mary Jane Lane, that's just an update on the project with the Forest Preserve, right?
Director?
So we approved the intergovernmental agreement with the Forest Preserve that included the price for the work on Forest Preserve property. There is a small segment that's located within the roadway of Mill and Mary Jane Lane that is going to have to be bid out separately. So that'll be coming back
Oh,
to
it wasn't all
council.
part of the package?
Correct.
Okay.
Anyone have anything else they'd like to add? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.